What's up, guys? Welcome to Straight from the Chest. My name is Justin Groth, and guys, I just want to welcome you to another episode. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your listening ear. Like always, I'm indebted to you. I thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Today, I was hung over, and I'm not talking about hungover with alcohol because if you guys know me personally, you know I don't drink, never have. But the thing about me is I like food, and I like food so much so that I designate 1 to 2 days a week for a cheat meal. And yesterday was that cheat meal, was cheat meal 1. And so the cheat meal wasn't really all that much of a cheat meal in terms of the food, but it's what we did afterwards. And we ended up getting yogurt, and I didn't have a whole lot of food that was bad, so I felt like, I'm just gonna put more calories into the dessert and allocate more calories to the dessert. So I got, instead of getting just one yogurt with toppings and all that, I got 2. And so on the one yogurt I made, and then the other yogurt I had my girlfriend make. And so it was whatever she wanted to put in. And she literally made a garbage, what's that word? Everything under the kitchen sink. That was the yogurt she made me. It had everything in it. Everything. And I ate everything. I ate all of it. I ate both. And the result was the next day, I don't know if you've ever felt this way about food, maybe about alcohol, but I woke up, and before I even opened my eyes, my first subconscious thought was, coming out of my trance of being asleep, was, oh shit, my stomach hurts. And it wasn't even like, I didn't feel bloated, none of that. It was just, this is a pain in my stomach. I don't want it. This is a problem. But I get up anyway, and I start my day, and I fast for the majority of the morning. And I had my first meal at around 12:31, and it was just whey protein and some fruit. And then a couple hours later, we go do some things, run some errands or whatever, and I'm still feeling like, I'm feeling lethargic now, and I'm feeling just not active, like I don't want to be active. Kind of like how I felt when I was in extreme dieting stages before a competition, where your body just kind of shuts down, doesn't want to make you do things, because then it's going to require you burning more energy, and if you do burn more energy, you're going to have, it has less calories to do other physiological processes, etc. Okay, get home, and I'm like, and I know I'm podcasting. And if you know me, you know that podcasting is very important for me. It's very important for me to stay on a routine, a schedule, and it's also important for me to deliver something to you that I feel that you will gain value from and be able to apply in your life. I don't just want to get on here and rant and talk about the weather, even though I could do that easy. But, so anyways, I ended up just trying to talk myself into it, but not really trying to talk myself into it. Just, I'm presenting the problem, but I'm presenting the problem, and that's the problem. I'm presenting it, and I'm giving it energy. I'm giving it energy like, oh, I feel like ass. I don't want to attempt this. Let me just do it tomorrow, even though I have a lot of things that I want to do tomorrow. Let me just do it tomorrow. It'll be fine. And then that in and of itself is where the dysfunction lies. Here I am sitting in my podcast room, by the way, in my house, podcast studio that I built in my house, or I've set up rather. And I have all this, I'm blessed to say and fortunate to say that I have all this nice podcast equipment around me. And I mean, it's nothing like Joe Rogan's or anything like that, but it's nice for me and the little small time podcaster that I am. And it's more than what I need. But here I am, and I'm debating, I'm kind of feeling for myself at the moment. And why am I'm in this nice room. I'm in my house. Well, it's not a house, it's a condo, but or a townhome, whatever you want to call it. But I'm in this nice environment, this nice position, and I'm crying. I'm not really crying, but I'm crying about, like, I don't want to do this podcast. My tummy hurts a little bit. And it's not just my tummy hurts, but it's transferring into my neural space. And it's starting to mess with my neural faculties and providing fog to my brain, which I don't, if you're any type of speaker or any type of thinker, which all of you should be to some degree, by the way, you should all be thinkers and you should all be speakers. And that we can get into that to another podcast. But it got me feeling in a way for myself that I won't allow myself to feel unless it's very appropriate and it's because it's dire circumstances and I can't do anything about it. But here's the thing. I can do a lot about this particular situation. And when I start to readjust my perspective with regards to where I'm at, what I have, why I do this in the first place, and all those substrates that actually equip me to be the person that I am in terms of following a consistent structure, then it makes me snap out of it. And I realize, look, man, you can stop complaining about what you have, even though, yes, there's a definite physiological problem with you, but it's not that big of a deal. It's a first world problem, man. It's not that big of a deal. I can't even believe that I'm even mentioning it as an example, but I do want to be forthright with you in certain areas of my life. I'm not going to let you in on everything because it's personal and it's private. And if you know me, you know that I'm a private person. But there are things that I feel like if I demonstrate this to you, you may be able to resonate with it and you may be able to do the same thing that I do in order to contort that into a more favorable position or posture for yourself in your own life. So that's why I'm mentioning it. But here's the thing. Your food that you eat, very, 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 very important that you put a precedence around what you eat. Because if you don't, and you're intolerant of certain elements in food, like my girlfriend was alluding to, and it was actually her idea that I talk about this because it's something that more people need to know about, and I agree, but it's one of those things that I don't really want to talk because it's food. And I can do many, many podcasts on just food and nutrition, but I think that's kind of boring. I don't know. If you think it's not boring, send me a message and I'll do more podcasts on food. But here's the thing, and how it relates to your psyche and your person, your essentially your directive in life, because it can definitely distort certain things in your life if you're not adequate with your nutrition. Okay, so this particular thing, too much of yogurt clearly did me in. I don't know why, but it did. Can't do it no more. I've learned, I understand, not going to happen. But what I didn't let it do, what I wanted to do was just fall asleep. I just wanted to fall asleep. But I knew if I fell asleep for like 20, 30 minutes, I knew I'd be done. And I wouldn't be productive. I wouldn't get done what I wanted to get done. And that is the scab that I will not pick. That right there. I pick a lot of scabs, man. I love picking scabs. But that's a scab I won't pick. I will not allow myself to just give in unless it's absolutely paramount that I give in, because it's physiologically affecting me in ways that I can't move forward. But this is something stupid I can move forward. And likely most things in your life you can also move forward from. It's your perspective. And I know you've heard that multiple times. Get a new perspective. Yes, but you also have to train that perspective. And if you don't train that perspective is good as dirt. It's not going to flourish into anything, and it's not going to be a tool that you can utilize or pull out of your tool bag in life. And you're going to need that a lot in life. So this little incident right now with my yogurt hangover, that is nothing in comparison to what I'm going to deal with in the future. But if I give in to this right now, there's no telling what I'll be able to give into. If I give into a yogurt hangover, I'll give in to anything. And that's not okay with me. That's not going to be the label over my forehead. When I'm giving people advice and giving people discerning understanding over where to go or what to do, or my experiences and what made me more disciplined. Like, look, I can speak with authority on not many things. This is one thing I can speak with authority on. I can speak with authority on being disciplined. I can speak with authority on being structured. I can speak with authority on being routinial. I can speak with authority on that because those are elements that I definitely integrate in my life, and they're integral to who I am. And I would implore you to do the same thing in your life. Not giving way to those little fragmental situations that aren't honestly going to make or break you. They're just an excuse for you to not do the thing that you were structured and you laid out a schedule to do. And trust me, the buck doesn't stop there. It's not about that one thing that you gave into. It's about all the things that's going to propagate in the future if you don't override that particular instance where you want to not do the thing you want to do or you're scheduled to do. If you cave, trust me, that weakness will propagate over time and it will perpetuate in your future if you don't stop it now. And sometimes it comes as insignificant as a yogurt hangover, like it did me. Stupid. And you know what? What else is stupid? You're giving in to meaningless, insignificant excuses. That's stupid. You're effectively saying, this is just going to impact me now. Wrong. If you think that way, if you think this momentary decision is just going to affect you right now, you are so diluted and naive. You need to listen to more people that have been through more shit to realize that that's not the case. And in fact, I'll go one further than that. You're actually setting up dysfunctional elements or constructs that your kids are going to adopt as well. Think about that. It's not just about you. It's never been about just you. It's only going to be about the people you affect through your talents that God's given you, and also your kin that you leave behind, and what biomechanical faculties that you pass down to them. Biochemical faculties you pass down to them, and neurological faculties that you allow them to adopt. If you don't make your pathway now established and credentialed and structured, you're going to pass on flagrancy to your kin. And I know that's not what you want to do. So if you're not going to do it for you, nut up and do it for your kids. Do it for the generations to come after you. Do it for them. Because God knows you'll fail on your own with a lot of things. You'll give up on yourself with a lot of things. But once you realize it's not about you, and you realize it's about the example you're setting, the biochemical faculties that you're actually ingraining and establishing, that you're going to pass down for generations to come, and the people that are going to benefit from you being more disciplined, being more structured, being more noble, being more honorable towards the abilities and the talents that God gave you, that He infused you with. Once you realize it's what's about that and not about anything else that's selfishly oriented, you will become far more of a force than you can even understand or fathom right now. Done.